What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Car vlog on the way to work. Not daylight savings time. I'm on second shift. So I did want to do a car vlog because I wanted to talk about my favorite match of all time. But before that, God is good. Christ is good. Be good people. Learn how to serve. Love one another. Uplift each other and serve each other. Sometimes it's about being righteous, and those are the key things to it. I hope whatever is holding you down or hurting you or scarring you, I pray that you heal from it. I pray that you overcome from it. And I pray that one day I get to hear your testimony. So always remember that. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel. Yes, this Saturday, 4 days away, me and my wife's company, C3 Ultimate Wrestling, presents Press Start 2, Crown Point, Indiana. On the Square Sports Academy. Doors open at 1, showtime 1:30. And I am so excited for that. And I cannot wait. Tomorrow on this channel as well, make sure you tune in at 5 o'clock Central Time. I'm doing a media coverage with Yellow Pill Coffee Company. Kevin Young Sr., he's also the announcer and commentator for the event. We're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk to some wrestlers. It's going to be fun. So I'll see you guys there. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 is the greatest match of all time to me. There's a lot of close matches. Some would even debate that their rematch at WrestleMania 26 was better. I can see certain things and aspects on why people say that, but I respectfully disagree. First of all, I'm not saying this because I'm from Texas, which Shawn and Undertaker is from. I'm also not saying this because 25 is my favorite number. I'm not saying that neither. I'm not saying that because they had long hair, like I had. One doesn't anymore, then the other one wears extensions, but we're not going into that. That match, the build-up, the match was dope. The entrance, how Shawn, who's a born-again Christian, coming from the heavens, and The Undertaker, usually saying from Death Valley and stuff, arising from the bottom. Both of these guys are with Christ, by the way, and I love that about them too. But this ain't why this is one of my favorite matches. But going back into it, the aesthetic, the lighting, the smoke, the emotion, it all worked. Undertaker's streak was like the most prestigious thing in wrestling at one point. Even to the point, even after he lost the streak, people would buy tickets to go see WrestleMania or get on the network or order the pay-per-view at the time because Undertaker is a staple in WWE. You get what I'm saying? People wanted to see who was going to either beat the streak or they just wanted to see The Undertaker. You get what I'm saying? If The Undertaker is supposed to show up for this Raw 30-year anniversary, I think it's going to be dope. There's other legends and stuff that's going to show up, and then there's a lot of anticipation. But Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? These guys, I don't want to say were past their prime, but they were definitely up there in age. And the way that they did that, that could have been the main event of the show. I believe the main event was Triple H and Randy Orton, but it was a decent match too. But that match, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Like, oh my goodness. The way Undertaker could not catch Shawn Michaels at the beginning and he kept getting agitated. The way Shawn Michaels was breaking down the Undertaker's chest with chops, because at first wasn't phasing Undertaker, then it started getting to him. The way Shawn Michaels was calculated in certain moves to work the leg and stopping big boots and choke slams and stuff like that. The way the Undertaker had to step up to show the menacing look. My goodness, man. Like, to me, I don't know what they told wrestlers before they went out, but I definitely would have been like, y'all watch this. Y'all watch this. Now, I'm not a fan of people kicking out of pile drivers and finishers and stuff like that, but there are exceptions. So don't call me a hypocrite. This was an exception. Something important was on the line, and WrestleMania is the most important day in wrestling, period. Now, people are going to debate, oh, is this, is that? That's fine. But everybody knows, you hear what I'm saying? You can debate it, but everybody knows WrestleMania is one of those nights that people are going to watch regardless if you hate WWE or not. It don't even matter if you're wrestling that weekend in WWE. You're going to find a way to watch it before you do your show or after the show. That. This is different. The streak was something very prestigious and stuff like that. So that is what's going to keep Shawn Michaels from kicking out, from losing to one tombstone or two tombstones or anything like that. Sweet Chin Music is not just going to knock Undertaker down for a one fall. You got to do multiple and stuff like that. Something is on the line. And I want people to understand that if you are going to kick out of finishers like that, make sure it's something special and important. Now, if every match to you is important and special, cool. But let's not throw psychology out of the window here. Those kickouts were special compared to what we see, not even just on TV, but on the indie circuit, to where people just want to hear "this is awesome" chant or "fight forever" chant. Because by the time fans go to the card, they may not even remember the match. They just remember it being good. But you want to remember, you want fans to remember certain things. Oh, I remember when this was this and this was that and stuff like that. And you want people to go back and watch it and stuff like that. So I'm not ragging on people that do it, but you shouldn't do it and it shouldn't be done often. If TV is doing it, you shouldn't do it because that's what everybody's doing. It should be something special to where, like, even AEW, right? They do a great job with protecting Kenny Omega's one-winged angel. I almost called it a fairy because, I be listening to Cornette. One-winged angel, I think that's what he calls it. Like, they protect it. They protect it. Like, not a lot of people, I don't think nobody kicked out of it in AEW. So when it's done, it's done. That's okay with protecting the finisher and stuff like that. The F5 at one point was like highly protected from Brock Lesnar. Like, if he hit you with one of them, that was it. It took 3 or 4 of them for, the streak to be broken by Brock Lesnar with the F5s. So it is okay for finishers to be protected. There is nothing wrong with that. And if you are going to kick it out, it has to mean something. A title, a motion, or something like that. But with the product now, it's not a lot of wrestling that has emotion. It's just moves and routine. And, you disagree, but this is what I'm looking at and this is what I see. You know what I'm saying? Fans, I work with people and they're telling me what they don't like. So when you're telling me that these guys who grew up as fans and start watching it because we're doing something wrong, we do have to look at ourselves sometimes. And I say us because I also represent professional wrestling, but I'm daring to be different. And a lot of people are doing the same. But going back to Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, Shawn just getting under Undertaker's skin, cat and mouse things, jumping over him after doing the suck it taunt, jumping off the top rope and stuff like that. And even Shawn just like selling a leg injury just to jump on Undertaker and stuff like that. Dope, man. Undertaker running like a bat out of heck towards Shawn Michaels, throwing him against the turnbuckles, almost throwing him out of the ring and stuff like that. Then he ran into the ropes and then messed his knees up and stuff like that. Methodical, both of them. It was just so good. The only scary thing about the match, and y'all know I'm going to go there, is when Undertaker did his patented dive that he does, and Jimmy Snuka's son, I think it's Sim Snuka, he was supposed to catch Undertaker, but he did not catch Undertaker, and Undertaker fell on his head. Now, I do know that he got fired because of that, but I cannot say that was all his fault. I just cannot say. I'm assuming he was waiting for Shawn to pull him, or maybe he was just supposed to be closer to catch him. I don't know, but he did not catch Undertaker, and it was scary, especially hearing the camera that he had cracked and people thinking that that's Undertaker's body. Like I said, Undertaker was already up there in age and stuff like that, and you can tell that took something out of him. You get what I'm saying? But going back into it, very good match. I would say perfect, actually. That big thing about the dive out, I'll let it slide. But good match. When I wrestle, one of the things that my trainer used to tell me was that, try to make sure your colors is different from your opponent. That way you don't look like anybody else, or you don't look like you're tagging with your opponent. Undertaker wore black, patented black. Shawn Michaels wore all white, dang man. All white. Like, that just showed. And even in WrestleMania 26, Undertaker was back in black, and Shawn Michaels had white and brown, I believe. But going back into that, they were showing psychology, old school psychology for stuff like that, and they sprinkled the new stuff. There was a time where if a finisher was hit, that was it. It wasn't getting out. They sprinkled the stuff. Now, I do think when people look at that match and look at other matches that are great. I do think people take out some of the wrong things, or they take the right things and use it the wrong way, if that makes sense. I.e. kicking out of finishers and stuff like that and all that. They sold everything. Undertaker slowly started registering those chops and leg attacks that Shawn was giving him and stuff like that, man. It worked, man. The emotion, the crowd, JR. I almost had an out-of-body experience. The way Undertaker was looking when he gave Shawn Michaels the tombstone, and then when Shawn Michaels kicked out, how Undertaker, who usually doesn't use his face for certain things of emotion and worry and determined, how he looked at the camera like, oh my God, what am I going to do to take out Shawn Michaels? You don't see that from The Undertaker. You do not see, at that time, you do not see that from The Undertaker. You see smirks, you see little things of, okay, I got to do something else. But The Undertaker, the character, the zombie, the dark guy, who usually doesn't have worry in his face, had worry in his face. I'm sorry if I'm loud. I'm sorry. That match, I wish to have a match like that. If you see any of my matches, you could probably see a few that has hints of it. But that match was dope. I'm sorry, y'all. I recommend y'all watch it before. If you haven't, watch it again. Or if you have, watch it again. That match, man, that match was so dope. To me, that is the best match of all time. I do know there are other great matches. I do know some matches ended eras, and I also do know that matches started eras. But that was a dope match from guys who were the OGs in the game to have match of the year to me, and one of the greatest matches of all time. What do you guys think? What is your great match? You know, we can talk about it. Like I said, I do comment, I do talk about certain things and things like that. There's a lot of great matches that I am going to talk about more on the channel, but to me, that is the greatest match of all time. But what is your greatest match? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's talk about it. Do not forget to subscribe. God bless you guys. Have a great day. This is Chris Classic, and let's take it home. Press start 2 this Saturday, baby.